Alright, so welcome. Here we are on the final leg of our Hawaiian tour adventure. We are on the Big Island still. We're just going to be going from the center of the island over to the east side of it. So we're going to be departing from Bradshaw Army Airport where we landed last time on leg number 7. And we're going to start this final leg here. So we're in the Cessna 172 Skyhawk. And we are going. I think we finally got a good sound system going. We're going to get this thing on the ground and on the runway. Alright, so let's see what we got. We got to check the weather, turn into excuse me, check the weather, tune in our flight plan, and do a couple adjustments, and then we'll get in the air. So we will and turn on to Bushtalk. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we are tuned into Bushtalk just in case we got any Bushtalk radio. We'll go ahead and get out here at the airplane, take a look at our Big Island. We got some people out here earlier this morning there wasn't too many people, but we are on runway. Is he headed our way? No, he's rising in elevation, so we're okay. Alright, so let's get this thing going here, shall we? Let's go ahead and tune our heading just in case we need that. We're sitting at 6,000 feet in elevation. I think we're going to be declining in elevation. I'm not 100% sure, but we will at least set that to, we'll say 7,000 feet. Alright, so once again guys, do appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't checked out the first 7 legs, there are 7 videos out there. And we're going to get this thing going. First let's pull up our nav maps here and see what we got going on. Alright, we do have quite a bit of Bushtalk radios to go on. So we're currently up here, and I think we're going to be flying down here and over. So not quite sure the elevation just yet on those, but we will check it when we're in the air. So appreciate you tuning in. We're going to release the parking brake, go full throttle. We already checked our flaps, I just didn't mention it. Alright, so I am not 100% sure how much autopilot we can do because of the elevation changes, but we'll figure it out when we're in the air. Alright, we're at 40 knots, 50, 60. We're just going to go ahead and use the runway since we got it. 70 knots. Alright, we'll lift off here by the numbers.
Ho'okaloa Training Area is located on the island of Hawaii in the high plateau between Mauna Loa, Mauna Kea and the Hualalai volcanic mountains. It includes a small military airstrip known as Bradshaw Army Airfield. The area of 108,863 acres is the largest United States Department of Defense installation in the state of Hawaii, or anywhere in the Pacific. The region was used for live fire exercises in 1943 during World War II when Captain Army temporarily held troops on Parker Ranch. About 91,000 acres were leased from Richard Smart, owner of the ranch. At that time it was called the Waikoloa Maneuver Area, and located northwest of Current Base, south of Waimea. In September 1946, the land used for the old maneuver area and camp was returned to the ranch, and a smaller Lanamilo firing range used until 1953. Since coastal areas were developed into tourist resorts, military areas were moved inland to more remote locations.
Alright, so as we were taking off, that training area, we basically got a super close look at that. Alright, so it seems like we're going to be going down the side of this mountain over here. Once we kind of turn on our flight plan here, I'm going to get a good look at the elevation needs that we have. Alright, doesn't look too bad, so we are going to turn that on, and turn that on. Alright, 7,400 feet, not too bad. And then our flight plan takes us out to the left. So let's get an exterior view of that. We got all these little red mounds. Good look at that volcano up there.
Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha frequency changed.
Yeah, we got some terrain warnings. I'm going to go ahead and adjust our barometric pressure. Alright, we are going to increase our elevation just a touch here. Tune into Bushtalk Radio. We do have one coming up shortly. Alright, I'm not sure if we're going to make that. We'll try it. takes a lot to get up there.
500.
Alright, we're gonna have to pull out here and we'll try to little cut through. We gotta go off to the side before we can reach the elevation requirement to get to the top there. But we're gonna try to get to our Bushtalk radio. It's a observatory, I think. There's gonna be a telescope up there. So we'll fly off to the side, try to gain our altitude. We just might have to do a little zigzag pattern. Alright, actually, you know what? There's a lot of Bushtalk radio, so we are going to, it's going to take forever to get up there. So we'll go ahead and play the telescope observatory.
Mauna Loa Solar Observatory is a solar observatory located on the slopes of Mauna Loa on the island of Hawaii in the U.S. state of Hawaii. It is operated by the High Altitude Observatory, a laboratory within the National Center for Atmospheric Research. The MLSO sits on property managed by the Mauna Loa Observatory, which is part of the U.S. Department of Commerce National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. MLSO was built in 1965. The MLSO is tasked with monitoring the solar atmosphere and recording data on plasmic and energetic emissions from the chromosphere and corona. Studies of coronal mass ejections are also conducted at MLSO. A number of non-solar astronomical observatories are located at the site. The MLSO instruments record images of the solar disk and limb every 3 minutes for 3 to 10 hours daily starting at 1700 hours UT, weather permitting.
Alright, I think we might have enough to get up there now. Well, we won't go all the way out there for that. But we are going to get to the top of this hill here. So we are at 10,800 feet in elevation. And it's crazy that the runway that we're going to land on is 31 feet above sea level. So we're going to have a nice little drop down as we get to the top of this volcano here. Just barely making it. Maybe. We might need an escape route. Alright, we did it, ladies and gentlemen. We are on top of the big island here. So super fun. Enjoying the view from way up here. Alright, I think we're coming up to our flight plan here. Go ahead and get back on track to that and then head on down the volcano. And I think we can start our descent. Alright, let's find out what Bushtalk Radio we got. I had to stall on that for a second. Alright, so we got the 1983 earthquake. November 16th, so we'll play this one now.
The 1983 Keiki earthquake struck southern Hawaii Island on the morning of November 16, 1983. Measuring MW 6.7, it was the largest to hit the island since 1975. The epicenter was located 50 kilometers southeast of Hilo with an approximated depth of 12 kilometers. The shallow strike slip earthquake was assigned a maximum intensity of 9 on the modified Mercalli scale. 6 people were injured. Widespread damage and landslides were reported across the island. The earthquake was recorded by seismic stations in and around Keiki. The Hawaiian Volcano Observatory recorded vertical accelerations of up to 0.67 grams and assigned a maximum intensity of 9 on the modified Mercalli intensity scale. According to reports, the strong oscillations lasted for almost 1 minute. Following the trend of the originated Keiki fault, as well as earthquake data from the nearby HVO station in Hawaii National Park, the earthquake is suggested to have a focal mechanism of right lateral strike slip with a northeast trending nodal plane. The sufficient inflation at the Mauna Loa and Kilauea magma reservoirs had enough parallel horizontal compressional stress to snap the strike slip faulting regions in between the slopes. Crustal right lateral faulting with echelon extensions were found on the 1,900 meter elevation at Mauna Loa Road, tracing 4.5 kilometers on both sides of the road, with extensions at lengths of about 20 to 30 centimeters on the main fracture.
and then we got one about the 1975 eruption.
The 1975 eruption of Mauna Loa was a short-lived Hawaiian eruption that followed 25 years of quiescence at the Hawaiian volcano Mauna Loa. The eruption began just before midnight on July 5th and involved fissures extending across the length of Moku Oreo, Mauna Loa's summit caldera, and into the upper ends of the volcano's northeast and southwest rift zones. After only 6 hours, activity in Moku Oreo and on the southwest rift zone ended, but lava fountaining continued along the northeast rift zone until 7:30 p.m. on July 6th, when all activity ceased.
And what else do we got? We got one on the whole volcano itself, so we'll listen to that one.
Mauna Loa is one of 5 volcanoes that form the island of Hawaii in the U.S. state of Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean. The largest subaerial volcano in both mass and volume, Mauna Loa has historically been considered the largest volcano on Earth, dwarfed only by Tamu Massif. It is an active shield volcano with relatively gentle slopes, with a volume estimated at approximately 18,000 cubic miles, although its peak is about 125 feet lower than that of its neighbor, Mauna Kea. Lava eruptions from Mauna Loa are silica poor and very fluid, and they tend to be non-explosive. Mauna Loa has probably been erupting for at least 700,000 years, and may have emerged above sea level about 400,000 years ago. The oldest known dated rocks are not older than 200,000 years. The volcano's magma comes from the Hawaii hotspot, which has been responsible for the creation of the Hawaiian island chain over tens of millions of years. The slow drift of the Pacific plate will eventually carry Mauna Loa away from the hotspot within 500,000 to 1 million years from now, at which point it will become extinct. Mauna Loa's most recent eruption occurred from March 24th to April 15th, 1984. No recent eruptions of the volcano have caused fatalities, but eruptions in 1926 and 1950 destroyed villages, and the city of Hilo is partly built on lava flows from the late 19th century. Because of the potential hazards it poses to population centers, Mauna Loa is part of the Decade Volcanoes program, which encourages studies of the world's most dangerous volcanoes. Mauna Loa has been monitored intensively by the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory since 1912. Observations of the atmosphere are undertaken at the Mauna Loa Observatory and at the sun at the Mauna Loa Solar Observatory, both located near the mountain summit. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park covers the summit and the southeastern flank of the volcano, and also incorporates Kilauea, a separate volcano.
Alright, this little section right here, there's something on.
The Kilauea caldera, officially gazetted as Kilauea crater, is a caldera located at the summit of Kilauea, an active shield volcano in the Hawaiian Islands. It has an extreme length of 2.93 miles, an extreme width of 1.95 miles, a circumference of 7.85 miles, and an area of 4.14 square miles. It contains Hilo, an active pit crater near the caldera's southwestern edge. The walls of the caldera consist of fault scarps that are formed as a result of downsinking of the caldera floor. Much of the caldera floor is covered by lava flows erupted since the 19th century. The Kilauea caldera and neighboring Kilauea Iki are circled by Crater Rim Drive, an 11 miles long paved road that provides access to Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. The Hawaiian Volcano Observatory was established on the rim of the Kilauea caldera in 1912. Outside of Hilo, eruptions from the Kilauea caldera have taken place in 1982, 1975, 1974, 1971, 1921, 1919, 1918, and possibly in 1820 and 1790.
Alright, and there's another crater just beyond that.
Hawaii crater is a volcanic crater measuring 2,000 feet long, up to some 1,300 feet across and 300 feet deep in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. It is about 3 miles from the top of the Big Island of Hawaii's chain of craters road, which follows a chain. 3 historic eruptions have occurred at Waimea crater. The first was in May 1973 when a fissure opened and erupted briefly on its floor. The second took place in November 1973 and lasted 31 days, but most activity was concentrated during the event's initial 10 hours. The eruption created a set of echelon fissures extending over some 3.2 kilometers from a point just west of the crater, across the crater floor, and on eastward almost to Hulu. The third eruption occurred on November 16, 1979, and lasted only 1 day.
Alright, just going to adjust our throttle here. And off to the right here.
Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is an American national park located in the U.S. state of Hawaii on the island of Hawaii. The park encompasses 2 active volcanoes, Hilo, one of the world's most active volcanoes, and Mauna Loa, the world's most massive shield volcano. The park provides scientists with insight into the development of the Hawaiian Islands and access for studies of volcanism. For visitors, the park offers dramatic volcanic landscapes, glimpses of rare flora and fauna, and a view into the traditional Hawaiian culture connected to these landscapes. The park was originally established on August 1, 1916 as Hawaii National Park, which was then split into this park and Haleakala National Park. In recognition of its outstanding natural values, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park was designated as an International Biosphere Reserve in 1980 and a World Heritage Site in 1987. On May 11, 2018, the park was closed to the public in the Kilauea Volcano Summit area, including the visitor center and park headquarters, due to explosions and toxic ash clouds from Halima Umiu, as well as earthquakes and road damage. Portions of the park, including the visitor center, reopened to the public on September 22, 2018. As of 2020, most of the park is open. However, some road segments and trails, as well as the Jagger Museum of the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory, remain closed to visitors. Eruptive activity, ground collapses and explosions in the park ceased in early August of 2018, and the lull in eruptive activity at Kilauea continued until an eruption on December 20, 2020, at the Halima Umu crater.
Alright, looks like we might be running into a little bit of rain here. Looks like it's going to be short-lived if it is. I'm not sure if that's rain or just a cloud. We'll see. We'll be looking for some rain on the windshield. Yeah, we got a little rain starting. See the little raindrops on there? Alright, so we got a little light rain. Nothing to worry about. Our visibility isn't completely blocked out. Nice. Rain stopped already. Not too shabby. Just a little sprinkle on this Hawaiian tour is to be expected. Alright, we're going to drop an elevation pretty decent here. We are approaching our next Bushtalk Radio, which is about the 2018 earthquake. We'll see. We'll just let it play automatically whenever it's ready. Got some more rain up there we might actually hit. Flight plan is taking us right at it. We'll go ahead and play the 2018 one.
Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is an American national park located in the U.S. state of Hawaii on the island of Hawaii.
Oop, that
On
wasn't
May
it.
4th, 2018,
There you go.
an earthquake with a magnitude of NW 6.9 struck Hawaii Island in the Hawaii archipelago at around 12:33 p.m. local time. The earthquake's epicenter was near the south flank of Kilauea, which has been the site of seismic and volcanic activity since late April of that year. According to the United States Geological Survey, the quake was related to the new lava outbreaks at the volcano, and it resulted in the Hilo slump moving about 2 feet. It was the largest earthquake to affect Hawaii since the 1975 earthquake, which affected the same region, killing 2 people and injuring another 28. The earthquake had a maximum strength on the Mercalli intensity scale of 8. The earthquake was preceded by a smaller event, measuring 5.4, that was felt across the island and as far away as Oahu. The earthquake produced a minor tsunami that reached a maximum height of 40 centimeters in Kapoho, 20 centimeters in Hilo, and 15 centimeters in Oahu.
Yeah, so an 8.0 on the Richter scale there in 2018. What's our next one here? This is about a beach just off to our right.
Kaimu was a small town in the Puna district on island of Hawaii that was completely destroyed by an eruptive flow of lava from the Kupeana vent of the Kilauea volcano in 1990. In Hawaiian, Kaimu means gathering at the sea as to watch surfing. The lava flow that destroyed Kaimu, nearby Kalapana, erupted from the southeast rift zone of Kilauea. Now both the bay and the town are buried under some 50 feet of lava. A large section of State Route 130 Kaimu chain of Craters Road was also covered by the lava. The road is on top of the cooled lava now, with some homes built on top of the lava. There is also the new beach, black sand like the old, where locals and visitors are bringing sprouted coconuts and planting them to restore the lost trees.
So that's about that town right there. Then our next set of Bushtalk Radio is about this town right up here off to the front right of our nose.
The Mackenzie State Recreation Area is a park in southern Puna, on Hawaii Island in the U.S. state of Hawaii. At only 13 acres, it is a small park that is only open during the daytime. It provides picnicking facilities and restrooms, but there is no drinking water. Fishing is allowed, but swimming is discouraged due to the rocky shore and cliffs and strong currents. A hiking trail follows the old Hawaiian coastal path, the King's Highway, and passes the mouths of lava tubes. The park contains the largest grove of ironwood trees in Hawaii, which were planted in the 1930s by Ranger Albert J. Mackenzie, who after his death at age 21 became the namesake of the park. The park is considered part of the Malala Key Forest Reserve.
Alright, and we got one more Bushtalk Radio about that area.
Isaac Hale Beach Park, also known as Pohoiki, is an oceanfront park, boat launch and surf location on Pohoiki Bay in the Puna district of the Big Island of Hawaii. It was one of only a few places on the southeastern shore of Hawaii that allows for such facilities. Pohoiki Bay is known for its strong currents and large waves, and although the park used to be known for good snorkeling, the 2018 Lower Puna eruption covered most of the coral and safer swimming area. The park was expanded and modernized in 2006. Lava flows from the 2018 Lower Puna eruption covered part of the park's shoreline. However, this lava never completely covered the park, and when the eruption wound down in early August, the front of the lava was still a few hundred feet away from the boat ramp. The boat launch is now partially buried under a new black sand beach that extends along Pohoiki Bay and impounds a geothermal pool accessible from the park.
Alright, we're going to adjust to, I think it was about 350 degrees. And we're going to cut off a little bit of our flight plan. So we're going to head this way. Looks like we got a couple of showers up there. And we're going to get ready for our landing that's up there. But I'm going to check to see what's on Bushtalk Radio. There's going to be a few. So there's a rainforest zoo up there by the airport. We'll play that one. It's 1 minute long.
Hanawa Rainforest Zoo is located in Hilo, Hawaii. This small 12-acre zoo is the only one in the United States located in a rainforest. It is operated by Hawaii County and receives its funding from the county and private donations. The zoo has more than 80 species of animals on display, and the grounds feature more than 40 different species of plants, flowers, and trees. The most popular attraction of the zoo is a male white Bengal tiger named Namaste. Hanawa has a small petting zoo located near the main pavilion and playground. The petting zoo allows brief interactions with various animals such as rabbits, chickens, guinea pig, ponies, tortoise, and goats.
Alright, and then we got another little Bushtalk Radio on the name of the town that the airport that we're going to be landing in is.
Hilo is a census-designated place and the largest city in Hawaii County, Hawaii, United States, which encompasses the island of Hawaii. The population was 43,263 according to the 2010 census. Hilo is the county seat of the County of Hawaii and is in the district of South Hilo. The city overlooks Hilo Bay at the base of two shield volcanoes, Mauna Loa, an active volcano, and Mauna Kea, a dormant volcano. Mauna Kea is the site of some of the world's most important ground-based astronomical observatories. Much of Hilo is at risk from lava flows from Mauna Loa, with the bayfront additionally exposed to tsunamis and twice destroyed by one in the 20th century. The majority of human settlement in Hilo stretches from Hilo Bay to Waiakea'aka on the flanks of the volcanoes. Hilo is home to the University of Hawaii at Hilo, Imaloa Astronomy Center, as well as the Merry Monarch Festival, a week-long celebration of ancient and modern hula that takes place annually after Easter. Hilo is also home to the Mauna Loa Macadamia Nut Corporation, one of the world's leading producers of macadamia nuts. Hilo is served by Hilo International Airport.
Alright, I'm going to zoom in onto Bushtalk Radio here and see what else we got. That's the one we played. There's a bay. The Rainbow Falls. So this is located, it's a waterfall located in Hilo.
Rainbow Falls is a waterfall located in Hilo, Hawaii. It is 80 feet tall and almost 100 feet in diameter. The falls are part of the Hawaii State Parks. there is no fee to see the falls. At Rainbow Falls, the Wailuku River rushes into a large pool below. The gorge is blanketed by lush, dense non-native tropical rainforest, and the turquoise-colored pool is bordered by beautiful, although non-native, wild ginger. Monstera is also in abundance. The falls are accessible via Wailuku River State Park, Waimea Avenue, and are best seen from the park's viewing platform. Known in the Hawaiian language as Waimea, the falls flows over a natural lava cave, the mythological home to Hina, an ancient Hawaiian goddess. Rainbow Falls derives its name from the fact that, on sunny mornings around 10 a.m., rainbows can be seen in the mist thrown up by the waterfall.
Alright, we were passing through a little more rain. It looks like we might have a rain landing here to finish off our Hawaiian tour. Alright, yeah, we got almost zero visibility. So that's going to be a blast. Alright, let's go ahead and check and see what we got going on here. Because we are pretty close to the airport here. We are 6 minutes away, 10 nautical miles away from the airport. And it seems like we got zero visibility here. Our airport sits about there. So we're going to have a dangerous landing here as we wrap up our Hawaiian tour. We'll see what we can do. So we got some rain. Alright, so the airport sits at 31 feet above elevation. We are currently over the water. And to give you guys an idea of what I'm looking at here, so this is our flight plan. We took off there, went down the mountain. Weather changes in a heartbeat over here. And we're flying over the water, coming up to our approach here. That looks like... Alright, we are going to reduce our elevation here to about 800 feet. And then when we meet up with our flight plan, we're going to switch to nav mode. And we're going to deploy about 10-15 degrees of flat. It's not gonna let us connect. Alright, so we are on that. We're gonna have to do this manually. Make our turn towards the runway. I'm hoping that it's a lighted runway. We're going to increase our throttle a touch there before we get into stall mode. Oh, I thought I saw the runway. I was hoping. Alright, we are 5 miles out and we don't have visibility of the runway. So I think we're going to have to use our navigation mode here to make our landing.
Hilo Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha is 5 miles east, 800 feet with Charlie to land.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha Hilo Tower. Altimeter tree 0.04, wind 260 at 6. Make straight and runway 26. Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha, wind 260 at 6. Clear to land runway 26.
Cleared to land runway 26 Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha.
Alright, so we're going to be doing a combination here because we don't have much visibility here. I'm sorry. Alright, we got visibility. I was going to use the instrument for landing. I'm going to use a combination of the two, but I do have the runway in sight. We just have to clear over these trees. We're going to be making a little bit of a rain landing here. So I don't know if you can tell, but on the bottom of the screen we got the primary flight display, and you can use that for landing if you don't have visibility. But we got enough visibility that we can make a sound landing here on runway number 26 over at the Big Island. So we'll go ahead after we land. We'll take the taxiway over to the parking spot.
Hilo International Airport ICAO, PHTO, formerly General Lyman Field, is a regional airport located in Hilo, Hawaii, United States. Owned and operated by the Hawaii Department of Transportation, the airport serves Windward Hawaii Island, including the districts of Hilo, Hamakua, and Kau, and Puna. It is one of two international airports serving Hawaii Island, the other being Kona International Airport on the leeward side. Although named an international airport, most flights operate between either Honolulu International Airport on Oahu or Kahului Airport on Maui. The airport encompasses 1,007 acres of land. It is included in the Federal Aviation Administration National Plan of Integrated Airport Systems for 2021-2025, in which it is categorized as a small hub
Going to
primary commercial
121
service
decimal niner
facility.
Cessna Golf Sierra Alpha.
Alright, so we're going to park on down here towards the end of the gates. Or maybe we'll just go ahead and park by this big guy over here. And then we will wrap it up. So boom, right there in the center. We'll go in, we'll turn our key here, turn to the off position, and boom, there you go. So our Hawaiian tour is officially wrapped up. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. If you skipped any, this is going to be the 8th one. There is 8 full ones. And yeah, we'll figure out what we're doing next. In the meantime, we got Bushtalk Radio. And yeah, we got Bushtalk Radio, and then I'm going to do some official startups of some different planes and fly around some takeoff and landings from the same airport and kind of pick out a point of interest or two for each flight. So we're going to get that going too. And of course, we are getting ready for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of content coming your way, and we will see you on the next one.